Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, I want to thank you for holding this hearing, and I've learned a great deal on my trip to Arizona, and I appreciate the witnesses for coming forward today to testify and help us really understand this challenge and try to find a path forward. I think the best thing to do is to just kind of go over how we got here. 30 months ago, our border was as secure as it has ever been. Through diplomacy, Mexico agreed to create a National Guard and station 28,000 soldiers along their side of our shared border. Migrants that sought asylum waited in Mexico as their applications were processed. Our federal government was working hard to finish securing our southern border using both physical barriers as well as technology. And I think this is the most important part. These policies that were being pursued by the Trump administration were mostly a continuation of Obama administration policies. It's not partisan, or at the very least, it shouldn't be. So what happened? Biden administration, first week, they signed executive orders ending all of this. They stopped construction of the border wall, leaving hundreds of millions of dollars of wasted taxpayer dollars along our border in miles of wall that has not been finished. They immediately ended the Remain in Mexico policy, and they allowed the Mexican National Guard to vacate their post. And what did that result in? What was the result of their actions? Since January 21, there have been almost 7 million enforcement actions. 3.4 million of those have been allowed to stay. So again, during the Biden administration, 3.4 million people have been allowed to stay in this country. That is more than the population of 20 states in the United States. It's more than the population of 20 states in the United States. If the influx of illegal immigrants is not enough, just this past year, we've seen 160 million fentanyl pills. 24% of those crossed the border right here in Cochise County. That translates to tens of thousands of deaths, if not hundreds of thousands of overdose deaths. On top of that, you have Democrat mayors in some of our largest cities who are experiencing crisis after crisis because tens of thousands of these people that have been entering this country, of the 3.4 million people that have been allowed to stay, they don't have the resources, they don't have the infrastructure to deal with all of this stuff. So, Mr. Arthur, my question to you is why? Why has the Biden administration done this? It's very clear what has caused this. It's very clear that we have a problem. Why have they done this?
Congressman, that's probably the biggest question that I get, and I don't know because they don't say. They pit this as Trump did this thing, Trump was bad, we're going to be good. We're going to do the opposite. But, as I mentioned, I served from presidents beginning in George H.W. Bush. I was a direct advisor, personal advisor to Attorney General Janet Reno. None of them would have done this. The Biden administration has removed all deterrents to individuals entering the United States illegally. No presidency in history has ever done that.
And in many instances, they've actually signaled that they should come, that they need to come. And that's just wild to me. Sheriff Daniels, when we were touring the border with you and your deputies earlier, they mentioned that the original height of the wall was increased to 30 feet under the Obama administration. Is that correct?
That is correct. Under President Obama, he had actually done a remodel on the existing border and raised it to over 30 feet, correct?
And so the Trump administration continued the Obama administration policies to secure our southern border, and this president, our current president, I don't understand. I think personally that he is attempting to exacerbate the problem to facilitate another comprehensive immigration reform. And, they attempted to do a lot of things in the Obama administration that I believe were illegal, but they originally said they didn't have the legal authority, the constitutional authority to implement certain programs. And then at the end of it, he said, well, if Congress isn't going to do it, we'll do it. I think this is a continuation of that effort to try to make this such a crisis that Congress will act. And I'll be honest with you, we need to act. We need to secure our border. We need to secure our population. Hundreds of thousands of people are dying from drug overdoses. Millions and millions of people are entering this country illegally. We have a massive problem. We're trying to grow our economy. Every person that comes to me from my district that has a business says that they have a workforce challenge. These people aren't going to work in our factories and our businesses. They're in a shadow economy, and it's not good for them. It's not good for anybody. And we need to put a stop to this. I will use my other 5 minutes to add additional questions. Mr. Chairman, I yield back. Thank you.